Everton, it's a point, but it was absolutely...
Shout out
I don't have the words for it, to be honest. Listen, I guess we start with you, CJ, because it's been quite a monumental 7 days in your club's season.
Amen.
Beating Fulham 3-0. You had Raul Jimenez breakdancing. And, of course, you made it into your first Champions League final in 20 years. The road to Budapest officially begins, CJ. Just talk us through how you're feeling these last 7 days.
It's been amazing, man. You mentioned Everton taking points off Manchester City, the Premier League. We have to keep working. You know, humble calves suck the most milk, so we have to stay humble in this life, as I'm sure everyone would agree. And the Champions League win the final, man.
Where have you come up with this? Where have you come up with this quote?
It's a saying in the old country.
You saying calf?
Are you of Jamaican heritage?
I am, but I've actually never heard that one.
I need to check your passport. Because my nan used to say that. And you know what? Nanny never lied, man.
Did you say the hungry calf?
No, humble calf sucks the most milk. So stay humble and just keep working. That's why, despite the fact that my team is beating all the odds, I'm humble.
I might actually get it tattooed on me.
Yeah. He's the humble calf.
But yeah, man, I'm ecstatic, man. I mean, it goes without saying, innit? Like, we're on course to win the Premier League, fingers and toes crossed. We're into our, first Champions League in 20-odd years. I was 11 the last time we was there. We'll be playing a great PSG side, but bring it on. Who said you can't have your cake and eat it? There's a parade in May. I've said this to you time and time again.
I'm Abby. You care to say anything? Because
zoom in.
I'm beyond belief at what I saw over, obviously, the weekend with Fulham and then Manchester City on Monday at Everton and then your mob as well. But
Fulham didn't really shock me.
No, it didn't. It was so embarrassing.
Or disgrace.
So I hate them. I actually hate them.
Yeah, same. It was actually pathetic.
I love them, man. They're all Arsenal fans. You know this.
That's why I hate them.
Literally. And in terms of City on Monday night, I mean, that was just... I reinvested stocks and shares into City after I took them all out. And they made me believe again. And they made me think that actually, yeah, they can do this. Still had a bit of side-eye, but, performances like that, which is just annoying because for 60 minutes you're in control of the game. And then, Tieno Barry just decides to, again, have an absolute
Turn into R9.
Yeah, just had the most outstanding performance.
Shout out David Moyes.
Like, Geezer couldn't, hit a barn door for most of the season, but nice of him to do that against City. And then, again, they decided to turn it back on. If we would have played an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably would have ended 4-3 City, but that's not to be. I think it's now with a very slim chance that unless you mess up...
It's not over,
again, it's pretty much over if you beat West Ham this weekend. It's not ideal. Then, obviously, we did goals together. And had to sit and suffer through that.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. You tell he's been working out, by the way. He's been in this conference.
Getting the summer body.
He's wearing a tight T-shirt.
Skin's glowing.
The pectorals are looking great. This is a man that's oozing in confidence right now. I've never seen him dressed like this.
You've got to keep
ever.
You listen, you just got to stay humble, keep working hard.
And like we said, humble calves.
This is
the most milk.
Yeah, this is the most confident guy that I've ever seen at the moment.
It's not been ideal hate watching week. It's just not been good.
No, it has. It's been immaculate.
It's gone completely wrong. I mean, this is probably the worst week I've ever experienced following this sport. If we're really being quite honest,
I agree with Matisse.
Because you know what it is. It's the realization of there's nothing you can do about it. Usually Chelsea historically have always been able to kind of like spoil the party. If we can't have our own parade, we'll ruin someone else's. I remember Leicester. Tottenham title race, obviously you played us at the bridge, Battle of the Bridge, we had that moment, kind of put the fire out there. Other occasions, but this one, there's nothing we can do. And I feel like we've kind of been playing with fire over the last couple of years. Arsenal came close last year, semi-final defeats PSG. I believe if they got to the final, they would have battered Inter Milan as well. I think physically, that Arsenal team would have been all over Inter Milan. We know the Italian teams are kind of struggling at the moment, just notoriously. And yeah, I just feel like kicking the can down the road, at some point Arsenal are going to get something out of here. People keep having this copium of like, oh no, but they always bottle it. I'm like, that's just not how football works. There was a time where Tottenham never won a trophy. They won it last year. You keep playing with fire, you're going to get burned. And it looks like this season, bruh,
we got super mix.
I was listening and watching Matisse through that whole thing, but at the left side of my eye, I was looking at CJ, and it was just... the smirk was just unbelievable. And do you know what? I'm happy for you.
We deserve this. Job's not done.
After all the rubbish that I've said, CJ, I am happy.
You're one of the good ones, H, man.
I tried to.
See, I honestly think on Wednesday night when I had to talk about Arsenal in a positive way, you just said about the corner of your eye, I could see CJ. Absolutely.
Because I told you we'd end up
glowing. And I'm just sitting there like, this is so sick and painful. And it's like, it's actually just like torture. Like, I think I would rather like have each eyelash individually picked off and see what I'm seeing right now. At least you can take your glasses off. You can't see them. But I have to still keep watching.
Yeah, but my ears still work.
Yeah,
my
your ears
glasses
still
come off,
work.
my ears still work.
Don't
And-
stress over what you can't control. man.
It's true. It's true. Let's talk about the celebrations then, because there's been a few people criticise were the celebrations over the top. Now, I would just like to put it out there because I know probably in the back of your head you think that I think it was too much. I actually don't think it was too much. I remember getting to a Champions League final and I remember having the tears, the celebrating, seeing everyone run onto the pitch. You've done an incredible thing in the Champions League. I think you've conceded what, 3? Is it like 3 goals or something like that?
3 to 6, I can't remember.
It was like your XG of it was like 0.3.
And we're invincible, so if we win it, they might be
Yeah.
world champs.
You haven't steady.
Yeah, no, job's not done,
You
but-
don't always have to take it too far.
How?
Always have to take
How
it
is
too
that
far.
You want it
taking it too
gold,
far?
or would you not want it in this?
I love how
United gold,
I love
if you
how
really
we were just praising Arsenal. Then.
We haven't lost the game. Make it
Just ended in chaos.
They can't help themselves.
Imagine.
But I actually think on the celebration front, I didn't have a problem with it.
No, neither did I.
I think the media would like people to have a problem with it, and I think there's obviously been a few media outlets and people saying about the celebrations. But I just think, fair play. They got to a final.
Yeah.
Let them celebrate, and hopefully that's the last celebration. That
Well, I
they
mean, I'm one of the biggest Arsenal haters, as you know, and I like it. I enjoy rattling friends that are Arsenal fans.
I don't see
colleagues.
your Instagram stories no more.
No,
You've gone quiet, man.
I mean, I did one on Sunday, and I did a whole statement because people wanted to know my opinion. They didn't. But listen,
Was that your mum?
Yeah, it was my
Your
mum.
your nan?
I haven't heard your update on Fulham Arsenal yet. Oh, it's all right. It's coming, mum. It's coming, auntie, as well. But listen, I mean, I could easily go down the route and be bait and say, oh, it's over the top, blah, 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 blah. But, sometimes you just got to look at situations, be like, it's 20 years. And kind of, even though I don't like the style of football, I don't like a lot of your players. I don't like a lot of your fans.
You do, because you watch us all the time. But
Yeah, I have to watch you because you're forced down our throats so much.
the greatest team in the world, man.
But
We're a big bad Arsenal.
what I will,
No?
what I will say is though, it's the journey that you guys have been on. You have every right to celebrate it. Like obviously, you look at someone like Bukayo Saka, who academy prospect. I know that Gabriel Clark was obviously speaking to him for Amazon at the time, and told the story about him being in Arteta's first squad on Boxing Day or something like that, and then to now, the journeys of a player like Bukayo Saka. It's
also
incredible.
Well, considering how much he was right at the start, as you kind of just said, of the Arteta era. And he's proper Helen. To see him and how
Academy grad.
Yeah, he's carried you lot on your back when you were in your Socrates and Mustafi era.
Can't talk Saka up enough, man.
He's carried this country through as well for England.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to shout out to Marzo Skelly because I think
100%.
that just the scenes with his mum and dad and just that was very nice.
Is this
very
really
wholesome.
I think it was his grandma as well. We see
No, because there's certain things when you take bias out of it, there are certain
Are
moments.
you two AI? This can't be the same people. I've been on numerous shows. I'm loving this stuff.
I'm at my iOS update.
This is less about Arsenal and more about individuals, right? And the stories and the
That are
plots.
connected to us.
Yeah, but this is more about
That
the
play for
individuals. Marzo Skelly starting in midfield last Saturday, and again
Masterclass.
in Wednesday. That was very brave, I think, for Arteta, who doesn't like to have that movement there. You always see Rice, Supermendy, Odegaard. I actually didn't think he'd do that.
He spoke about
on
it.
Wednesday.
He was talking about my gut feeling, and these are the kind of things I've wanted to see from Mikel Arteta. I genuinely think Arsenal Football Club are 90% of the way there, that being to win trophies. But we've missed that 10%, that evolution from the manager. Now, I know there was obviously fitness that dictated who was going to play, but generally against Atletico Madrid, you could have made a case Arteta might have started Zubimendi, the Kai Havertz's. It's a bit different, but Hincapie's. He went differently. It shocked everyone when he played the same 11 that was there against Fulham. Marcelo Skelly's been a revelation in the middle of the park. He's taken Zubimendi out the firing line. It's allowed Rice to move over to the right-hand side. You've given a hungry kind of player a look-in to the point where Tuchel, don't make the mistake, call him up for England.
I do think it's nice. Not obviously, I'd rather it not be for Arsenal, but I just like it when a player again comes through an academy and gets reward. I remember,
a special touch.
Yeah,
100%.
and it means just so much more. And
you lot with Kane.
Yeah,
Generally.
But and various other players. I desperately want Mikey Moore to come back from Rangers and do really well because it's been so long since.
No, who is it?
It's their winger. It's their prodigy.
I'm being really nice to you.
Is he older than Max Dowman? Younger? I don't know.
He's older. He's older.
Don't push me, CJ.
I wish you would have best Mickey
He
Mouse.
made
Sorry,
an
Mikey
appearance
Moore.
in like, the Europa League,
to.
and he was getting the Max Dowman treatment for about 12 hours.
Max Dowman's done it when we've actually seen it on TV.
CJ, something that I want to sort of like bring
ahead.
to your attention that we already know anyway is something that Bukayo Saka said in his interview off the back of reaching the final. He said, "You know who we want to face in the final." Quite ambiguous, do we? Because obviously at that stage of him saying that, PSG and Bayern started to play their second leg. What message do you think he was actually sending? If you had to go into Bukayo Saka's brain and thought process right now.
I think it's someone that's experienced in dealing with the media. I think it's a perfect PR answer from Saka because it gets us talking. We actually don't know. For me, the first thing I actually thought, is he talking about Bayern Munich? Because although he weren't there, we've obviously, got our asses kicked against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Obviously, we lost to PSG last year in the Champions League. He's got to be talking about Paris Saint-Germain. I know people didn't see it, but Noni Madueke actually put up, I can't remember the song he put up, but the lyrics went along the lines of revenge, and he put up Arsenal versus PSG. So maybe it's PSG.
In fairness, you could have had revenge against either of them.
Exactly. But to be fair, I like it that they want PSG. Like, I don't really give up. I'm not really the most optimistic for that Champions League final. Beyond blind optimism, you turn up on the day, things can happen. But I'm not being funny. They're the best in Europe. You've seen what Luis Enrique has done there. You see what their players do. I've done shows with Abby. We've spoken about them from a tactical point of view. Yeah. It's got to be Paris Saint-Germain. To beat the best. To be the best, you've got to beat the best. Bring it on, really. You're in the Champions League. You had to be braced for anything. And, we've had a fantastic run. You see what we've done in the league phase.
I know that you probably like to be greedy and, we were on for the quad.
Bring it all. I mean, we're on for a double, so he wasn't far off, man. Allegedly.
You are. You're still,
we've got to keep working. Prem, put it in the bag.
Nothing's done yet.
Nothing's done yet. Got to beat West Ham.
On ice.
And PSG. No, put the Champions League final on ice. Let's focus on West Ham.
Right. So let me just. It's just. I don't know how anyone who.
We tried to tell you.
Anyone that was in support of Arsenal winning this league,
now.
who was not an Arsenal fan, I guarantee you will regret this.
They deserve this.
You will regret this.
You lot deserve this. You speak on my club. What goes around comes around. Where there's rain, there's going to be sunshine.
I've got a question for you. If you had to pick one, Prem or Champions League, what one would you pick?
It's horrible, man, because if you asked me at the start of this season, obviously the Champions League's the holy grail of club football. I would have said the Premier League. It's been a 20-plus year drought. Everyone can see the journey under Mikel Arteta. Obviously, we've seen how the season's kind of played out. If I'm picking purely for myself, the Champions League. We'd get a gold one because we'd be invincible. We've beat the reigning champions. It's the biggest club competition. The scenes, and to be fair, many people that went to the Emirates said the Atletico game was like the greatest night they've been at the Emirates in terms of the atmosphere and all of that jazz. So to see it kind of marked off with something would be great. I do think, though, if it was for me, I'd say the champs. For me, I'd say the Prem, man. I think it's more realistic we get the Prem. I think, even if we won the Champions League, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be over the moon. I'd be giving you lot all the banter. But then when we've obviously got over the excitement of that, not to underplay it, we'd have to address a minimum of 5 years consecutively not winning the Prem. And I just think for everything connected to the club, with what Arteta's been on, I'd have to pick the Prem if I'm not being selfish. But for myself, I'd say champs. But to answer your question, Premier League.
Would you rather than win the Prem?
I would definitely much rather than win the Premier League. Look, domestically, we can't really chat to them. Premier League, they've gone,
What did you say?
You know what I said.
I didn't hear him. I know.
Is this your first time working with CJ?
No. I know how he feels.
Just wanted to make sure you were familiar with his game.
Go easy today. I said go easy today because I know what he's going to be on. He's going to be on form.
Yep. That's CJ.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like 10 games without a goal. He's going for the golden boot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Shaq and jeans, no.
But no, for me, obviously, I prefer the Prem because I feel like the Prem has been something that they've been hunting down year after year after year. It's kind of, at this point, inevitable that surely they're going to get it, and it's deserved because they've just been consistently accumulating those points over the seasons, and they've matured and they've now seen it over the line. Whereas the Champions League, that's our thing. Champions League in London, you'll never sing that. Twice we've done it, plus the global kind of heritage of the Club World Cup, Europa Leagues, all that. Like, that's our thing.
Yeah.
They've got the domestic stuff, we've got the European global stuff. If they start getting involved in our stuff, it's a problem.
We have won the champs, though. Our women. We got to remember Arsenal.
I hear that, but, our women haven't won it, so I hear that. But if your men's win it, then I don't really have much debate in talking points, and it's not good for content.
This could
You really bring up anything, don't
not good
you?
for content.
Anything.
You get, like,
for content.
Your brain somehow has the whole Wikipedia page of Arsenal's history.
But I'm an
No matter
Arsenal
if it's
fan.
under 5s, under 10s, women's,
Do you know, I want
men's
to realise
seniors.
this
Matches domestically, the women's team have been clean.
Clean.
Oh, yeah.
Clean up.
Do I not support
100%.
Arsenal?
Do you know what?
No, I know.
Women won the Champions League.
You can bring anything out. I love
realised
it.
who you are. You are baby Ty.
No, I'm just as
You're
much
baby
shameless man on the
Ty.
planet.
You're Ty in training.
Oh, he
By
must-
the time you get to Ty's age,
Yeah.
you will be Ty.
He must be a smart man. He must be a smart man.
Ty is very smart.
Ty, man, pick him up.
Ty, if you said to Ty, like, this random date, what was the fixture in, like, whatever it was, like
bring it
1942,
up.
he'll know the score.
Yeah, he does.
He'll
He's
know
one
the
of
score.
them.
He's sick like
He
that.
talks about the grass and
It's so
Atletico
cool.
Madrid. The grass was there, like.
I have my tape measure out. I didn't see any problem.
So you've gone to Chelsea then, Matisse. I mean, you've
Yeah.
been quite,
Yeah, I mean, if we
quiet
have to.
and measured over there, obviously having to listen to
Turn it up,
CJ.
BJ.
Matisse, it's an absolute disaster what's happening in southwest London at the moment.
I've enjoyed it.
Second that.
I mean, Chelsea, I've said this before, Chelsea are a British institution, and what's happening on and off the pitch at the moment, it is just pathetic from everything I'm seeing. World champions, we actually thought that Chelsea were going to potentially progress this season under Enzo
Who thought
Maresca.
that?
There was title race shouts as well
I
when they
genuinely
beat us
thought that
1-1.
Chelsea were going to progress.
They had the opportunity to.
Chelsea, like, if you come into this new season, yes, missing out Levi Colwill, who I think is an unbelievable footballer. I can remember periods of last season, Lavia and Moises Caicedo in the middle. Rocks. Cole Palmer, a shadow of his former self. Enzo Fernandez, decent parts, little
He's been good
sort
this
of like
season on
purple
the-
patches. Reece James, decent. Injuries still at the same time as well, though. But, I mean, one of these stats that has just been put in front of me now, Chelsea were outrun by their opponents in 35 out of 35 Premier League games this season.
You know, that's insane.
That's mental.
Yeah.
If you think about the athletes that you've got in that team as well. Mark Cucurella, a man that's constantly bombing it up and down. Moises Caicedo, one of the most physical players. Cole Palmer, one of the most creative players that we see in the Premier League. For you and what you see on the pitch, upstairs as well, where is the disconnect happening? Why are these stats being brought to light? Because this isn't a Chelsea I recognise.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the ownership, really, because they're the ones that are in charge of the club. They're in charge of the recruitment. They're in charge of holding directors' accountability, holding them accountable for the money that they've spent, for the money that they've wasted, for the amount of players and the turnover of staff that we've had. We've gone through probably more managers in the amount of seasons they've been in charge than maybe even Roman in terms of the rate of sackings. We had a manager there that was only there for a few months. He was there on a probation period. You know what I'm saying? Levi Cole, never even seen him once. He was injured throughout his tenure. We've got, players like, even last season, you look at like someone like Renato Vega. I'll be saying names now that you'll be like, who is that? But we can go through Chukwuemeka's. We can go through so many players that have come in and have been completely anonymous in their Chelsea careers, or they've gone 6 months later because they've not fit the bill. So it's just been an absolute mess from top to bottom. And I believe if you run the football club wrongly from the top, it always filters down to the bottom.
Fish rots from there.
Yeah, and that's exactly what is happening now. It's filtering down. The managers that have been appointed in terms of Liam Rossini, who was at Strasbourg, that went horrendously.
Your blood, brother.
It went awful. The players didn't seem to buy in, especially when it came to crunch time against PSG. Started making big decisions. Jorgensen coming in to go in the first leg when Sanchez was